Introducing the Work Centre. Hi, my name is Tanya, and in this video I'm going to show you some basic information around the new Work Centre tool that's available in Practice Management 11. The Work Centre forms part of our resource management solution. So what is the Work Centre? Well, it's a real-time interactive workflow management tool. It can be personalised for your own workflow, and you can also look at the global practice workflow from the same tool. Flexible layouts and options are available, as well as an administrative option to allow administrators to update matter responsibility and milestone responsibility within the database. This tool is available now in Practice Management 11. Just a quick reminder about what is workflow. So every matter has a template and a template of milestones. Those milestones can be set up to have target dates, budget hours, budget amounts, and responsibilities assigned. And of course, each target date for these milestones can have an actual date. The workflow process is to update the particular milestone with an actual date once it's been completed. That can be done through timesheets, or the personal to-do list, or from the matter console. Historically, how was workflow managed? Before the Work Centre, people were able to use a personal to-do list. That would show you every milestone that was outstanding that you've been assigned responsibility for. Practice IQ is a reporting tool that is available from a data warehouse, so it may be updated once or twice a day. That information then provided a workflow dashboard, staff dashboards to show you what workflow you've been allocated. Often there could be a time delay with those reports. So the Work Centre tool gives you a real-time reporting tool to be able to use workflow as you're going. So this is what the Work Centre is about, giving you the tools to manage the job as you're going in real time. This is what it looks like. There's two main elements to it. At the top you'll see that there's a toolbar, and in the bottom you have a grid. The grid is interactive in that you are able to complete milestones as you're looking at the screen. Let's take a little bit more detailed look at the toolbar. So hopefully some of these items are familiar to you as we use them throughout our standard practice management product. The column selector. To add or remove columns available in the grid, you can use this. We have a comprehensive list of columns available, and we'll continue to add them with feedback from yourselves as you're using the tool. Dates from and to. Typically the default will be the current month, back 1 month, and forward 1 month. You can change this to show more range. The refresh, demand refresh, refreshes the grid upon demand. So if you've changed columns and you need to refresh, you simply select that button. Alternatively, you can hold down or select the auto refresh that will do that. The global workflow button will bring back all the matters that you're allowed to see in the date range. There is a list of staff members that you can use to filter the reports. So essentially you can create your own to-do workflow report by filtering for you where you're responsible on jobs. We also have saved grid layouts. So we have a global view or a private view. The save as, and delete options for those items that you have saved as your pre-saved reports in your list layouts. So let's open the tool from the personal band and take a closer look. So let's take a closer look at the Work Centre. We can see here we have our default views that we've shipped, and essentially that is just a pre-aggregate of the different items that we can display in the grid down the bottom. If I refresh this grid, I can see the Work Centre is a global view for this date range of all the jobs in the practice. So if I change the way I want to view the report, I can have a look at will give me a look at what all the jobs are with who at the moment. So I can see Adam has a certain number, and I can see Andrea has this, and Andrina, etc. So it's giving me a holistic view. If I want to filter this just for a particular staff member, then I can do it from this staff member list filter here. So whilst Andrea has 4 jobs with her at the moment, she also can see that there were 2 jobs that were last with Martin, and you can see the current milestones here. Everything that it displays in the Work Centre grid are all open matters. So whilst the job progress of these have been completed, they're still showing on the Work Centre list because they're still open matters. And we can have a look at those by going into the allocations. If we have a look at the allocation of this particular matter, we can see it's been completed, and we can go to the matter itself and now close the matter. It might still be on the workflow list because Andrea might want to make sure that the matter is actually rolled over and ready for next year's workflow process. By rolling the matter now, we are setting up a budget ready for next year once we've completed the job. So there'll be no surprises. We've rolled the matter based on last year's milestone target dates, just forward 1 year, and we've also rolled the budget. So we can make any modifications to that now, and we might close this matter itself. So the partnership itself is finished, and now when we look at the Work Centre and refresh, the partnership has disappeared off the list. Okay. So any matter that is not open will not be available in the Work Centre. So whether you've closed on the milestones or not, it won't show up in here. So for practices that are using the Practice IQ workflow solution, you might find some variations between the lists between the Work Centre and what is in your Practice IQ workflow summary. And it's the way that it's treating the jobs that are being closed, as well as your date range filters will be different. So if we didn't have these pre-saved reports, what does the grid look like? Well, you could go to the action menu and reset the grid layout. Now if I did that and I had all jobs for all workflow, you can see there's quite a lot of information in there. So you can build up your own reports and save the layouts as you wish, and you can do that by using your Save As and where you're saving this in a private or public view. We recommend putting in a public list and using the Save As and giving your own list a name. So anything that you've saved privately will be at the top. Now that's not a particularly conducive good list to use. It goes on and on and on. So that's why we've given you those pre-saved layouts. So we had a look at jobs with, and we can see here the global view, or we can filter that, as I said before, for the particular person. So essentially what you could have here is a replacement of the to-do list. If we look at Andrea's to-do list, the to-do list is quite comprehensive when you go in, unless of course I go into my date range and I change the filters here to pick up a certain period. Okay, so you will see more items in the personal to-do list than you will in the Work Centre, because the Work Centre has aggregated the work for the period. You can still complete milestones on here, and you can also add additional columns to the existing layouts so that you can see what the current target date is for that milestone. You can simply just drag and drop it onto the report. If you like that, you could simply just save that over the top and share that with everybody. So we do need to be careful that someone does keep the master saved layout changes so that they don't get lost. If we have a look at jobs due by month, the idea behind this one is to look at jobs due in a particular period. Now, jobs due for which purpose? We look at all. Okay. In this case, we're looking for a job target date. Now, what determines the job target date? If we have a look at our job target start-end date, it will tell us, if we're looking at this context, is between when we target to get the work in versus when we're targeting to end the work. So ensuring that you're looking at your process will make sure that you've got the right context for job target. We can also add our job progress into here so we can see what's happening there. Okay, so again, you can save the reports and you can collapse or expand and use your staff member filters. To extend the date range, just simply add those in and refresh. Okay, so the list is quite interactive in itself and it can be personalized or global. The other items that you can do in here is we've got a security feature over the top of this, so probably more system administrators, where you can move the milestone responsibilities from one staff member to the other, as well as the matter responsibility. So in this case, we're going to look at where all the jobs are Adam, and we're going to look at the whole database between a certain date range. So if Adam is going away for 3 months on long service leave, then we can reassign the work. So down the bottom here, I have all my staff listed here. So this is really good design for a middle to smaller practices. If you're a large practice, you'll see a lot of people in here. So you can have security around this level here so that you don't see 150 odd staff members down here, that it can be done by a department level or a security level. Okay. Once you've worked out which person is going to do it, you can see here the idea of the screen of the target date, when's it due. I can see what capacity that Andrina might have in that period, so that we can allocate the milestone at that level, or the matter responsible. The green button in the top right hand side is a recursive update, so it will update everything underneath that level. So if I now put it onto the same level, the milestones underneath that matter responsible have also updated for Andrina. So depending on the way that you're going to reallocate the work, you might want to look through the list as an administrator and reallocate it on a needs basis. So it could change from job to job. Otherwise, you could do a straight swap by simply drag and dropping the staff member up to the very top level and put it on top of the responsibility level at the very top, and everything underneath that will be reassigned. And then you could change the odd one to a different staff member as needed. Okay. Once you're happy with those allocations, all you need to do is simply apply the changes and it will tell you what has changed. Select OK. So now when you relook at your particular work with jobs with certain people, for that particular date range, you shouldn't see anything now with Adam because he's on leave. So that gives you a bit of an introduction to the Work Centre and some of the tools available in that. There's quite a bit of power in the Work Centre, and as I said, it's interactive and live. Of course, the other thing that you do have is you can complete the milestones directly as well from the Work Centre, so you don't have to go into the milestone console or the workflow console or your timesheets if you have forgotten. So in summary, the Work Centre is a real-time workflow management tool. It allows you a consolidated way of looking at your to-do list, as well as a global tool. It is also customizable for each user. The Work Centre allows you to update your matter responsible and milestone responsible recursively across your database with the right security access. Finally, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got feedback on the Work Centre or would like to know more, please contact us at apsconsulting@reckon.com and a consultant will be in touch with you. Thank you for your time.